Today's America's Cup Racing is brought to you by Mum Champagne.
It's crunch time.
We knew this was going to be crazy, but we had no idea what the definition of crazy really was. We got a match race going on here.
Years of sweat, toil and sacrifice have been put to the test.
We knew this was going to be hard, but this is brutal.
Emirates Team UK have tasted triumph.
Emirates Team UK go through to the Prada Cup final.
The Italians and the Americans are now in the fight of their life.
Looking for power, boys, going wide. Full power mode here.
So who will win the right to take on the Brits?
Full speed, go. Go, go.
Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli know they have one shot.
I'm sure that we can win races. That's no problem.
Really nice pup here.
Against all odds, American Magic are back from the edge.
Squall here,
Whoa,
squall here, squall
hang
here.
on. American Magic.
So Patriot's been, she's coming back to life.
For one of these heavyweights, the journey is about to end.
Every race against them, we were very close. So we know that we can beat them.
This weekend, it's win or walk away.
We'll go out with about 100% when we go sailing and pick up where we left off.
Victory is the only way to stay in the game. No mai haere mai, hello and welcome to Aotearoa, New Zealand, an island nation with over 15,000 kilometres of magical coastline, a nation that has a love affair with the water and the America's Cup, hosted in 2021 by Tamaki Makaurau, Auckland. Today just got real for Luna Rossa and Patriot. It's the opening day of the Prada Cup semi-finals, and for both these campaigns, it's the last chance saloon. The Italians will be on a knife edge. Will the co-creators of the AEC 75 survive? Or can the resurrected American Magic campaign do the unthinkable, nearly sink and go on to face Emirates Team UK in the Prada Cup final? The semi-final layout has 2 races a day, and it's the first team to win 4 races that will head to the Prada Cup final. In race 1, as the highest ranked semi-finalist, Luna Rossa has elected for a starboard entry, so Patriot will come in first on port. Each race is worth a single point. So it's time to head to the water. It's Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli against American Magic.
I think Prada's going to try to lead back here. They're going to try to push American Magic as far as they can and then lead back to the starting line.
It's all about time and distance and judgment.
American Magic is in a very vulnerable spot right now. Very vulnerable. If Prada can stay up on their foils and stay slow, American Magic is in trouble.
20 seconds to race start. Cat and mouse, look at this. Change. I'm going above. Copy. Luna Rossa is away. It's down and the clock has started on Prada Cup. Semi-final race 1. Luna Rossa with the advantage, and look at the speed they are going as they finally get across the start line. Wow!
Beautiful starting there by Jimmy Spittle, the starboard hand side helmsman. He squeezed American Magic, slowed them down. They came off the foil, and he picked the exact time when to pull the trigger and go for the line.
Slowly building speed. Base taxi is standing by.
Shirley, how much of this do you think is them just getting back on the horse again? You know, we gotta all understand that what they went through 10 days ago was life-threatening. I don't think that's an overstatement to say, right?
there's a lot of that. And you think the confidence you have in the machine as well, they're still building that confidence that it's all going to work. But yeah, I mean, they were in a car crash. They crashed that boat and are still, I'm sure, very much recovering from that.
It's getting puffy at the top of the course, and American Magic making a little comeback at right now. That boat looks harder to sail with that smaller sail area. And, you know, Luna Rossa right next to us here, tacking on the boundary.
Hi, rudder. Good puff coming here. Yeah. Okay, my Trav. Luna Rossa powering towards the top gate for the first time at just under 38 knots with the advantage on American Magic in this semi-final #1 of the Prada Cup. And they just whiz round. In comes American Magic. 18 seconds the difference. But did you see the speed on the downwind at the start of Prada? She was knocking 50 knots.
They are not holding back. We've seen a top speed from the USA of 50.5 knots. It's like 60 miles an hour. You know, they may have come in with some nerves, but boy, they have gone now.
Look at Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. The foot is firmly on the floor. The hammer is down, Nathan. And we asked the question about what they were like in heavy winds. I think they've answered the question at the moment.
Yeah, still got time. Yeah, you're 100% right. We all had question marks on how fast Luna Rossa were in the breeze, and right now they don't look slow to me. They are absolutely ripping down this run. We're in the camera cat, and both boats are getting away from us right now. We cannot keep up with them.
They're coming up on a ley line here. They're going to do a jibe toward the mark, but they seem pretty under control in that boat. Their voice level seems really almost conversational.
We had lots of questions, didn't we, about the communications between these two helmsmen, Francesco Bruni and Jimmy Spittle. But today, it's sharper, it's clearer.
Stand by, boys. Bottom gate for the first time. Luna Rossa in charge. You heard Jimmy Spittle, nice and smooth there. The gap at the top gate was 16 seconds. Here comes American Magic. This feels like somewhat of a drag race at the moment between these two boats as American Magic comes around the gate.
They're still not doing anything fancy, right, Stephen? We've seen in the past when the boats are behind, they split, they do anything they can to get away from the other boat, from the competitor, go the opposite direction. They are not doing any of that right now. They're getting around the racetrack, they're feeling themselves out in a boat that has all new systems on board.
I think they just have to wait for their opportunities. They are only just over 300 meters behind. Just wait, execute those maneuvers well, take their chance.
300 meters is essentially a one mistake distance.
Yeah, my draft, big pressure here.
Big gust on the mark, okay?
Yeah, copy.
Okay, my draft.
Okay, stand by for a better way, guys.
Just feels on the edge every time they go around this mark.
Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli around the top gate to complete leg number 3. Looked a little skittery with those gusts up the top end, but they are on their way down the second downwind leg as American Magic set themselves up for the gate rounding.
When their voices go up 8 or 9 levels, talking about a puff, you know it's a big puff.
Bounce coming down here in 4, 3, 2, 1, bounce coming down. American Magic around the top gate. The lead is pegged out in favor of Luna Rossa now, 33 seconds. They are flying both these, but what a magnificent sight is American Magic right now.
New high speed of the day, 50.8 knots.
There is something different about Luna Rossa today. I go back to Paul Goodison on American Magic, saying if we can get our start right and not make a mistake, we'll not get past. That applies to this team right now.
better comms, clearer comms, also better manoeuvring. I mean, when we saw them race before, it was always seemed a little bit hit and miss, but today it's slick.
They all have their codes, don't they? Eagle rounding, a JK. I think we know what a JK stands for. Eagle rounding, I believe, is another version of sticking both foils in the water, right? They got to get their terminology right.
Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli, rounding the bottom gate to complete leg number 4, halfway through this first semi-final of the Prada Cup against Patriot and the American Magic campaign. Smooth as silk today.
Yeah, they kept those two boards down quite long that time. Actually, it was interesting, a very interesting movement. Like, they didn't want to tack quite right away because the other boat might have been in their in kind of their peripheral vision.
And American Magic around the bottom gate to complete the halfway stage of the semi-final, and the gap has not changed, still 33 seconds.
To me, it looks like watching American Magic, they're almost just delivering the boat around the track right now. They're not really attacking the race. They're not really putting a huge fight up against Luna Rossa. Luna Rossa are doing a great job of just positioning themselves between their opponent and the mark.
American Magic atop, approaching the top gates to complete leg number 5, and it has gone off the pace somewhat. It was 33 seconds after leg 4. It's now just under a minute, 58 seconds. Both are flying. One might say, surely, that Luna Rossa is just playing the better race.
Oh, a big crash there for the American team. Parts in the water. I think something might be wrong with the boat.
Think about attack. They've been going so well, and suddenly as they start leg number 6, it's a tough splashdown.
Stephen, it looks like Dean was struggling to steer.
Penalty, USA.
Back up and falling, and away go American Magic. That's a good sign. That's an encouraging sign for all involved. Remember,
no question.
It's the first of 4 here. There's 7 races in this semi-finals series. It's Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli approaching the finish of semi-final number 1 in the Prada Cup in 2021, and they have basically sailed a flawless race, and here they go across the line. It will be Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli with the first point in the semi-final series, and they'll go that one step closer to the Prada Cup final. And why wouldn't their fans be happy about that one? Smooth as silk today for the Italians. Let's go on board Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli, and talk to Francesco Bruni. Francesco, that was one hell of a race. That was what we said, smooth as silk, almost faultless. Did it feel like that? Because you were flying, baby.
Yeah, we're super happy. Winning a race in so much wind is always really, really good. It's maybe a double point, I think.
Well, you got to ask the Americans if they'll give you a double point for that. I'm not so sure.
On board American Magic now, Dean. It may not have got the result, but that must have been such a comforting race to know that everything looked pretty cool out there and the boat's back and working.
Yeah, it's obviously, not the result we're looking for, but I think, just getting confidence back with the boat after everything that happened, and it's just fantastic to get back out here, and we'll be fighting all the way to the end.
The fight for life has begun. Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli take first blood and first point, but there's plenty more racing to come. It's time to stand up and be counted. There is no second in the Prada Cup semi-final. Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli are one up, but American Magic is fast, hitting record speeds of 53 knots. Can they strike back? Let's head to the water for the second race of the day.
Luna Rossa trying to take control again.
Behind us, milk it down.
Lefty base.
Turning up, 2, 1, and turning.
American Magic set up high over the ley line. Are they going to come down? Are they going to attack the Italians? Here we go.
If Spithill's on time, he's in a dominant position again. And he sure looks to be on time.
Prada Cup semi-finals, race 2 is a go, and it's a clean start by both these teams. But again, Luna Rossa leads the way.
I don't know what to say. I mean, we love him, we respect him, but Dean Barker does not have a good feel for these starts right now. The Italians tack around onto starboard to go through this first gate, and they immediately say easy lay. The Americans seem to have gone a little bit beyond their lay line. Again, just giving up kind of valuable meters all over the race course right now.
Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli around the top gate for the first time. Nice and easy, in the words of Francesco Bruni, but not too far behind this time. In race number 2 is American Magic as they approach the gate. 18 seconds was the margin in the first race at this particular point. Let's go on board Luna Rossa, have a listen and see how they're feeling about this race is rolling right now.
10 seconds to the line, guys, 10 seconds.
Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli storming towards the bottom gate for the first time in this second race in the Prada Cup semi-finals. Coming in at just under 40 knots. Whoa!
Skidding sideways, skidding hard sideways. You could see that skid coming a mile away.
Now, what's that done to the lead, and can American Magic, as they go around this bottom gate, capitalize?
It's so much safer, isn't it, Kenny? The 2 boards down, it just looks a lot more controlled. And what a gain for the American team. Right back in its team.
I believe, just when you think it's safe to get back in the water, right? Holy mackerel. See, I don't like this mainsail. I don't like how the boat responds to the mainsail, and they have been a dominant downwind boat this whole event, and not with this mainsail. They've lost, I think, on every run today. So
Kenny, it was a massive call. I mean, the forecast was for the wind to drop. It's very patchy as well. There's moments where you need power. A massive, massive call to go with his sail choice today.
Gonna go past this.
Yeah, no problem, no problem.
3, 2, 1.
My rake, my trap.
Kiko, he's down here. Kiko, he's near north here, just so you know, okay? You got time, mate. Just to keep an eye on him. Just got to keep a look. Oh, you're all clear, he's tack.
Yeah. My trap. Stand by better way, boys. Feel 5. 3, 2,
1, clear.
Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli around gate 5 with a geography lesson from Jimmy Spittle to Francesco Bruni. The 2 helm on this magnificent, sleek, very smooth boat that's simply called Luna Rossa. And away they go down on leg number 6. American Magic completes a leg number 5 as they get around the top gates.
Okay to come down.
Finally, they get around it. Let's slow down there for a moment. This
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And the gap certainly has lengthened to Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli. 37 seconds at gate or leg 4 now. 1 minute and 6 seconds.
big wind shifts, eh, Shirley? That's what Andrew Campbell just told us. They're going the same direction as Luna Rossa right now. And a wipeout at the same time.
Was that a sense of deja vu? Same spot almost.
Exactly the same spot. I mean, Nathan flagged it. It's quite choppy on that right-hand side, looking upwind at the top of the course. exactly the same space as they wiped out previously.
I think Terry's done a great job at just keeping it together with the team, but the boat is skittish. Again, I hate to keep harping on this mainsail, but I think the mainsail loses control, helps them lose control.
So Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli completes leg number 6. And again, on rails, as Shirley Robertson has quite succinctly said, every time, rails and around they go.
I think anybody watching this would say that American Magic looks a little off kilter today. There's no question about it. I don't think that is anything against what they've done as a team and what they're trying to get back done, but they don't have much time here. Down 2-zip if this continues as it's going. They don't have much time. You better get it together quick, fellas.
And around the bottom gate they go. 1 minute and 53 seconds to the disadvantage.
As we approach the top mark here, just a little weather update. It got soft for a couple of laps there, and we saw the smaller main on American Magic was definitely making the boat quite hard to sail and kind of looked really underpowered. That smaller batwind main's not just smaller, it's also a lot flatter, which is making the boat really twitchy and difficult to sail.
Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli, into the top gate for the final time.
Please, 3 to clear.
I'm coming, boys. Full trim. Big push.
I mean, we don't yet know the full story of what's going on that boat right now. But for me, I guess the most disappointing thing is they didn't get stuck in at the start. You know, it didn't feel like there wasn't any aggression in it. Saying that, we don't know what's going on, what demons, you know, they're fighting, what gremlins are happening in the boat. But something is a bit off.
Yeah, this is a bit of a pounding again going on right here. No question about it.
Top gate for the final time for American Magic. Virtual Eye giving us a beautiful spot of the stadium course and the surrounds of this Waitemata Harbour on another wonderful summer's day here in Tamaki Makaurau, Auckland, and away they go. Last leg. Whoa, and again. My goodness, Shirley, is this the same spot?
Something's not right.
In the meantime, it's all bella, bella, bella for Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli as they complete this final leg in race number 2 of the Prada Cup semi-finals. This is a huge fillip for this team and this organisation, who were pretty much down in the dumps for a long time, thinking, why should we be at this point? We should be in the Prada Cup final. Well, they've made a big statement going forward. They are now 2 races away from being in the Prada Cup final. Luna Rossa cross the line, win race 2, go 2-0 up against American Magic.
Easy, boys.
Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. Some of the weight must have been lifted off the shoulders of this whole organisation with 2 dominant wins in the first 2 races of the Prada Cup semi-finals.
Stephen, you know, we were all shocked by the size of the hole from the capsize, but in many ways that was the least of their worries. You know, everything had to be looked at and replaced, you know, all the systems, the electronics, a massive, massive job. And to me, Patriot 2.0 is not the same as the Patriot we saw pre-capsize. This is a tough day for this team.
Here is the final result for race number 2 in the Prada Cup semi-finals. Luna Rossa go 2-0 with a 3-minute and 7-second win against Patriot. Francesco Bruni, 2 race wins, 2 interviews. Nice performance, not perfect, but you got the money again.
Yeah. We are very happy. Difficult conditions, and I'm happy to talk to you again.
Francesco, we saw the whole team celebrate when you crossed the line. I mean, two wins out of 2, and it's felt tense in the Luna Rossa camp this week. You know, what does today mean, not just to you, but to everybody?
we knew that we had made some big improvements in performance. We knew it, we had it on the numbers, but now to see it on the water is a different feeling.
Let's go on board American Magic. Going to talk to Terry Hutchinson this time around. And Terry, you didn't get the result out of both races today, but you must be very happy in a sense that American Magic's back out there and sailing, and there's still work to do.
Yeah, I mean, well, first and foremost, congratulations to Luna Rossa for sailing a great day. As Kiko just said, it was shifty, puffy, and hard, and so, tomorrow we come back out swinging. That's all you can really do. We know Luna Rossa is a formidable team, and on top of the conditions today just being hard, I think we just have to sail better.
It has well and truly been Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli's day. They finished full of confidence. But don't count the Americans out in a knockout series. They've proven they're full of fight and promised to come out swinging tomorrow.
Today's America's Cup Racing is brought to you by Spark.